Good morning, everybody. Bob Iacchino along with Mike Arnold, co-founders of Path Trading Partners, with your April 12th morning Path Chat, AM Path Chat covering the FX markets. In about an hour and a half from this recording, hopefully we get this posted beforehand, you've got the Bank of Canada rate decision and their April monetary policy report. We're not expecting anything earth-shattering there, perhaps some comments on whether or not they still believe that Canada's economic renaissance, strong GDP, the strong consumer prices, is a fluke or not. Last monetary policy report, they said that there were reasons to believe that these things were transitory in nature. UK employment change, well short of expectations on the headline number. They added 39,000 jobs from an expectation of 68,000 and a last of 92,000. The unemployment rate stayed the same. Later on today, crude inventories. No estimate on that. We've got the Department of Energy, the EIA crude report. The API report, the American Petroleum Institute, was yesterday. Crude inventories fell by 1.3 million barrels, compared with expectations of an increase of just 87,000 barrels. Refinery runs, which is the amount of product produced, rose by 57,000 barrels per day, and gasoline stocks fell by 3.7 million barrels. We continue to see crude rally on both that information as well as the geopolitical tensions. A couple more things on the tensions. Rex Tillerson told European leaders at the G7, and I'm paraphrasing, explain to me why U.S. taxpayers should care about the Ukraine. Today, he began meetings with Sergei Lavrov, Russian foreign minister, which apparently started with about a 5-minute lecture from Russia saying that there are certain things we're not going to stand for. Again, I'm paraphrasing. But Rex Tillerson called the discussions frank on both sides. Again, paraphrasing, not a quote. So we should see quotes coming out of there throughout the day, which will move things. Gold and oil continue to act like the geopolitical tensions are real while the equity markets are pretty much unchanged. And you can see Euro-US dollar on Mike's chart here hasn't moved much. So let me turn it over to Mike to let you know what those charts are telling him. Mikey, it's all yours.
Okay, thank you very much, Bob. So as Bob mentioned, we haven't seen much movement yet in the euro. It's an inside day so far. We have rallied up yesterday. We rallied through the significant level to the 8 and then fell back down. Today we've retested that significant level and the 8. You can see the power of those levels right here and turned lower. If we rally back up, there's going to be the significant resistances at the 106.20 area and slightly above that. Once that is broken, you can watch for a retest of yesterday's highs, 106.30, and then there's really nothing until we get up around the 106.50 level in here, and then we have the declining 21. Should it turn lower, then we have the minor support at this 105.97 level. Then once that's broken, we're really looking at yesterday's lows and the rising trend line roughly coming in at the same area, which is 105.78. And then finally, if that level's broken, the 105.69 level, which is the low from earlier this week. Pound, strong rally back up the last couple days, ran up to the 125.16 area where we had a level, turned lower to our support area at 124.82 to 88 right in here. If we turn back higher, the 125.16 to 20 area is going to be very key. And once that's broken, you could see a rally potentially all the way up to 125.54, where we have a huge GAN cluster and a declining 200. And that would also invalidate this double top. If we turn back lower, support right around this 124.80 mark, and then nothing until you get down to the 124.56 area, and then slightly below that we have 124.36. Over to the US dollar, Japanese yen broke below key defining point. We've mentioned this on the podcast and in our path chats, this 110.10 to 15 area right in here. Got below it. We've also then talked about we might see a swift decline to this 200 period in our next GAN cluster lower, right around that 109.44, and we've hit those areas between yesterday and today. So on a continued lower move, we're looking at 108.77 as the next target area. If it turns around and moves back up, key resistance at that 110.10. And then if that is violated, the next level higher is about 110.40, declining 8 and the trend line. So those are what we are watching for in the yen. Over at the Swissy, finding some support so far today, and yesterday we had support from the rising 8, today from the rising 8 and this trend line. If these lows are broken, watch for potential move down to the 10034 area, which is we're having a rising 21 and again cluster there. That would be the next major support level. If we turn higher and get through today's high right around the 10081 level, watch for a retest of the 10097 and then the 10107 areas. Aussie, minor retest at this 74.76 level. So if we head lower, that's going to be key. If that is broken, watch for 74.70, and then there's really nothing until we get down to the 74.50 to 54 area right down here. And if that's violated, we're looking for the 74.25. If we turn higher, 75.01 is going to be minor resistance, followed by 75.14, and then the next major area is 75.29, where we have a declining 8 and a GAN cluster. So those are the levels you're going to be watching for. In the Aussie, Canadian dollar, it continues down today. Watch for 132.97 and then 132.83 are the next levels lower. Resistance, minor resistance at 133.22, then a significant level at 133.19. If we turn higher, watch for minor resistance at 133.22 and then significant level at 133.31 here, and then if those are broken, potential rally all the way to 133.55. Finally, Mexican pesos trying to get up into the rotation zone. It's holding above the 8. We found resistance at this trend line. If we get through today's highs, the 1881.39 level, watching for a potential rally to the 1887.89 level. And then if that's broken, next key level is not until 1902.77, right up here. If it turns back down, support right around the 1865.82. Then we're looking about the 1859.52. So we have a lot of key support right down here that has to get through before it can head lower. That's all we have for you. Back to you, Bob.
Thank you, Michael. Quick update on a couple of things. President Xi Jinping told Donald Trump, according to reports in a phone call, that China is willing to help to denuclearize North Korea. Donald Trump just tweeted this morning, had a very good call last night with the president of China concerning the menace of North Korea. So we'll see if that's enough. It seems like the FX markets is in a wait and see in this geopolitical situation. Again, gold holding its bid right now. It's not rallying, but it's holding its bid. And equities look like they think this is nothing. So we'll see who wins out. Cheers, everyone. Thanks for watching.